Alrighty, we are back. We are live. It's been a couple days, but I think that's alright. Alright, let's begin. First, I gotta get rid of my setup. Because I forgot to do that before I started the stream. But basically, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be taking random off-road, or not off-road vehicles. We're going to be turning random junk vehicles into something that we could possibly take off-road. So preferably, we're going to have something all-wheel drive that we can put some big tires on. And something that we can put a decent amount of horsepower into as well. But it also has to be junk, so something cheap. Maybe something, maybe an I-Series. Take a stock I-Series. Yeah. Doesn't have an off-road version, so might as well give it one. Alright. Decent amount of power already, but it does have an open rear diff. At least it seems like it. So let's get to upgrading. Anti-lock braking system. Why not? Front bumper support. Probably gonna take off the front bumper. Rear fender flares. Don't really need them. Fuel tank. Need that. We'll leave the headlights for now. Hood. Vented hood. Very important when you're off-roading. License plate. We'll leave that on for now. Oil cooler. Definitely want one of those. Radiator. High performance radiator. You gotta have a roll cage when you're off-roading because it's super dangerous. We'll leave the normal seats. Roof accessory. We can throw on some roof bars. Maybe we can carry some supplies. Rear seats. We'll leave all that stuff. Side skirts, they can go. We want the maximum ground clearance. Don't need a window spoiler. Go for sport steering wheel. Strut bar. Yeah, I guess we don't really. Actually, no, because that's gonna limit our suspension travel. Technically, it will. But the taillights are one piece. That's weird. I never noticed that. No tow hitch. Definitely don't want any trim. One sec. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back now. Windshield, yes. Navigation, we'll throw it in. Might be helpful, don't want to get lost. I'm not going to bother with the brake line lock. Still don't know what it does. Imperial gauges. Black interior. Lights color? What does that mean? Oh, that's for the taillights. That's cool. I never noticed that. Horn we don't really need to mess with. We'll take off the front bumper for maximum ground clearance. That looks horrible. We're gonna put the front bumper back on, but I think we'll do the trimless front bumper. Yeah, because it looks really bad without the trim, or without the bumper. Rear bumper will do the same thing. Thanks for stopping by the stream, I appreciate it. Fog lights. I don't think we'll need them. They're just going to get broken anyway. Rally lights. We'll throw on some round lights with a grill. They're going to be more protected than the actual car. Door, glass door panel. We'll take the door panel off. Less electronics to get messed with when we eventually flood this. Take it into some deep water. Do that to all the doors. We'll come back to the engine. Fenders, we don't really want any fender flares. They're not really needed. The grill, we'll just take it right off. Not gonna do us any good. Roof accessories, we put on there. Nothing really good, so I'm going to take them back off. Just one more thing to break. Front suspension, independent. Front differential, yes. We want a limited slip front differential. Struts. Go for some rally front coilovers. Give us the maximum ground clearance. Now, is there a way to tune that? There is. Alright. So we can throw on some big wheels if we want to. Well, I guess we'll do the engine now. Just because we're going to need that all-wheel drive. We'll keep the 2.4 liter engine because this is still supposed to be a piece of junk. But we will throw on a race ECU. Maybe a wide exhaust. Let everybody know that we really hate ourselves. A sport intake. We're not going to turbo it. Once again, it's just another thing to break. 5-speed manual. Vicious all-wheel drive transfer case. There we go. Go back to the front suspension now. Front disc brakes. We'll go sport disc brakes. And we'll go premium brake pads. That way we'll be able to stop fairly quickly. Front drive shafts, there's nothing to really change with that. Steering. Quick ratio rally steering. I feel like that'll be pretty good. Then we can throw on some power steering too, so it'll steer a lot easier. Until it breaks. Let's see, what kind of ridiculous off-road tires can we get? Wow, these GP Sand Stars. Perfect. Mud terrain, I think we'll do... We do the radials, let's see. Those are just normal road tires. What if we go for these all-terrain tires? Right here. No, I think I like the mud terrains the best, just because they're so ridiculous. Why not? It gives it this crazy offset. We'll throw in some rear rally coilovers to lift this thing up in the air. There's sway bar. Just gonna take it off. Same with the front. Unless we see a massive difference in the height of the vehicle, which I don't, we're gonna leave it off for now. Throw on some sport brakes in the rear again, along with the premium pads. Open, we will do limited slip. With an adjustable final drive. So we might be able to get a bit better off-road capabilities. Real quick, I want to see what these wrestler wheels look like. I do not like those. The Sand Stars. We got the mud terrain tires on there as well. Now for the trunk, let's see. No, like changing the trunk. 200 or the 2000. Make it look really cheap. ETK logo. And the Brigsby spoiler, that's the thing that looks like the Charger Daytona wing. I think we're done with that for now. One thing that we do have to do, we have to lift this up as much as we possibly can. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Definitely want a lot of fuel. I almost want to bring the tires in more. I feel like you don't want your car to be too wide when you're off-roading. And definitely want some positive camber on here. Or negative camber. If we go 100% camber, because I forget, this is going to make the wheels point inwards. Yeah. So we want negative camber. Something like that. And same in the front. They're not all the way though. Oof. 63% on both. I didn't even mean to do that. That was really lucky. Saved me a bit of time. Paint. I don't think there's really anything special. Try some different colors out. Ooh, that looks disgusting. I don't know what the white is. Oh, I think that's the secondary color, and then this is the roll cage, so we'll leave that white. And this is our off-road ETK I series. Oh, and we already flipped it. Perfect. Alright. Now what we can do, this is gonna be the course, alright? We start up here, right by the broken bridge. We follow the canyon. I guess this is technically a riverbed. Down in here. Guess you could go either way. Probably should go this way. Seems a lot safer. Oh, I'm underground. Under the bridge. Through the canyon. Under the last bridge. That's not the last bridge. Second to last bridge. Make it around this final corner. Under the bridge. And to the water. The goal is to get to the water in one attempt. I'm gonna go kind of fast. Not fast enough to completely destroy the vehicle. But we have to go fast enough to not get stuck, because we don't have the most ground clearance in the world. We already broke the steering rack. It's always this spot right here that always totals the car. And there it happened again. It's always the left wheel, left front wheel. That's the only thing that gets damaged. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try backing down here. Just doesn't like that front left wheel. Even when I was driving around earlier, that's how I got the idea for this. It broke my car in the same way at that very same spot. Different vehicle, too. I like these nice open parts because you can kind of open the vehicle up. But we didn't really do too many horsepower upgrades. So it is still fairly slow. Alright. Do we just break the steering rack again? Oh no, we fixed it. And then we broke it again. Oh, there we go. Fixed it. I think that's what the strut bar is for, come to think of it. Sorry about that. I'm back now. Let's continue. And there we go, we busted the radiator. But we do have that oil cooler installed, so that should prevent our engine from exploding just yet. Oh. So that happens whenever there's a major impact. Actually, I think I just bent the steering rack. Alright, this would be a very bad spot to break down. The engine is starting to heat up, but we are getting fairly close to our destination. I'm not gonna let the glitchy BeamNG physics be the end of this run. We're gonna pretend that we have a winch in the trunk. Now the coolant's overheating. Hopefully, these engines are a bit more reliable than the Bruckle V6 that I was driving earlier for like my own little test run of this, because it started overheating a little before we just started overheating, but it did have a low range gearbox. Is that the water? It is. We just have to make... If we make it in the water, we pass. And... we are... done with the challenge. Now we can let the engine cool off. We didn't even run out, we didn't even go through that much gas. Almost hydrolocked it. Alright. So, the piston rings are still damaged. So, we're not going to be able to go anywhere. But we can. We can't even make it up that little hill right there. Alright. We succeeded with that particular car, but I kind of want to take it on road for a sec. Because technically it is still street legal. Has headlights, taillights, mirrors, license plate. If anything, it's even safer because it has a roll cage. Still handles like crap though. But I think we successfully turned this cheap junk car into a decent off-roader. So, I think we have time for one more. What is it going to be? We want either four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive or 4x4. The value of, we'll say, 20,000. Never mind, that's too cheap apparently. 25,000. We can get a Pessima. I think that is a great idea. Keeping the idea of the small little coupe. This one in particular is 2,400. Or 20, not 2,400, 24,000. This is perfectly 25,000. We'll take it because it is the manual. Let's get to upgrading. Obviously, we have to start off with the body. It's unibody. I'm going to throw in navigation. Anti-lock braking. We'll leave anti-lock braking out this time. Front bumper support off. No fender flares. No. No, it's just fender flares. Never mind. Definitely an oil cooler. It'll help us go that extra mile if need be. Radiator. We'll go high performance. Not ultra high performance because those require a lot more speed to keep them cool. Definitely a roll cage. Definitely will save us in one of these little adventures. We'll leave the stock seats in again. We will, however, take out the rear seats this time because you can't get to them with the roll cage back there. And it's not like you're putting anything back there anyway. Fuel tank, we can't get a fuel cell. sadly. Skid plate, yes. Skid plates are very helpful. They will protect our suspension, hopefully. Steering wheel. We definitely don't want an air pag strut bar. I'm going to throw it on because I'm assuming that's why our car was braking so much last time. No, we don't want a strut bar. Strut bar is what limits our suspension. The sway bar is what we need. Taillights obviously need those. Did I do headlights? You did. Alright. Tow hitch underglow. Alright, front bumper. We can throw on a front bash bar. Is this going to be a good looking bash bar or no? Honestly, I think we'll keep it. And we'll just throw off the rear bumper. Give us better approach and descent angles. Looks horrible, but it's not meant to look good. Door panels, we don't need them. It's a hardcore off-roading vehicle, if you could call it that. Hi, Josh. You missed the whole first part of the stream. Definitely don't want nitrous. We will throw on the race ECU. We'll just take the exhaust off. Oh no, you're good. I wasn't expecting anybody to show up anyway, so. I figured I'd just let people come if they wanted to. Leave the stock oil pan on, I think. And vicious all-wheel drive. Oh, okay, see ya. We want a limited slip diff. Fenders. We don't want a wide body kit. Mud flaps full. Yeah. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. Arrow grill. I don't like the arrow grill. The arrow grill is gross. Go for a vented hood. Just kind of like drill some holes in it. Keep it nice and cool. That looks way too nice. We'll just take the hood off. See how that looks. You actually try on your thumbnails? I just take a screenshot 5 seconds before I start the live stream. If you were here from the beginning, my screenshot, or like the thumbnail that I made, I still had it set up in the game because I forgot to get rid of it before I started the stream. Who has more subs? Markiplier. He definitely has a couple more subs than you do. Getting tired. Yeah, only a couple. He's doing pretty good right now, but I think you might be catching. Are there any small off-road tires? These are rally tires. We don't want that. What are these? Type L's? Might be from the hopper. Maybe. YouTube won't let me paste B-movie script. I wonder why. Ooh. Those do fit. Actually, yeah, I mean, I might as well just leave those on. Steering. We'll throw on power steering. Rear struts. We want the rally. Something about too many characters over mag. Yeah. Just, asking for a friend, how many characters over max was it? It was like a couple dozen or something. Or does it even tell you? Alright, so the max is 200. Alright. So it probably wasn't too far over that. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's only 49,273 over. Sevens. Where are they on? Yeah, they and like, other than the fact that we are joking around right now, they probably should increase it. Yeah, it might lag their servers if we did something stupid like pasted the entirety of Avengers Endgame in emojis into everybody's chat. I don't know how you do that, but emojis seem like they take up a lot of space, so. Get rid of the trunk lettering. The trunk lights, yeah, we'll keep them. That would be sick. Spoiler. I think it's the GTR X-Wing. That's the ridiculously big one. Yeah, there we go. Got my off-road build right here. We'll go old paint because this is supposed to be a piece of crap. Got the big old rear wing. We're gonna raise this as high as possible. Alright. See ya. We should probably get away with some extra offset. Alright, let's find a crappy color. I think champagne looks gross enough. On the white roll cage though. Actually, we'll do black roll cage to match the rear wing and the front bash bar. And this is our off-road build. Maybe no ABS. Maybe no ABS wasn't a good idea. But we wanted it to be a bit different from the last build. So, I don't have a timer or anything for this, so we'll just get going, I guess. It's a very long first gear. If we get stuck too many times, I might have to shorten it so we can get some better torque. Going to try to get down here without completely destroying the suspension, if possible. And we did it. Apparently having sway bars is a good thing. Almost took the wing off right there, and I forgot that there was another... I completely forgot that there was a whole other section right there. I could have just sold the entire run right there. But I guess the Pessima is a bit better than the ETK that we were driving earlier. It's like a little pre-runner. Oh. that's not good. Right as I complimented it, too. And our big wing's gone now. At least one of the taillights still works. Technically we still have both headlights too. None of them work. But, all things considered, I feel like this is doing a bit better than the ETK was. I mean, it's not overheating yet, and we've already had a massive crash. Just kind of hopping along. Obviously, you'd never be going this fast in real life, but... Well... There goes the whole run. Or not, because it's still driving in a straight line. Make sure we get through the trees this time. Oh, I just bent our rear wheel. We're crab walking now. Might be helpful in some situations, but I don't see how it'll be helpful to us right in this moment. But I'm driving this a lot harder than I was driving that ETK. And it's having no problems. Almost just flipped it again right there. But no problems. Except for trees. And that really long first gear doesn't like putting the power down until you get up to 4,000 RPM. But that was one of the quickest victories we've ever had on the entire channel. Almost drowned it right there. All things considered, this did really well. A lot better than I was expecting it to. I thought the ETK would have done a lot better. But this did it on the first try, I think. And obviously the big spoiler is a joke and all. But I think the ETK does look a lot better. Like, let's be honest. You have this family sedan and these ridiculous, like, disgusting rims and off-road tires, front bash bar with an exposed intercooler and oil cooler, which is, or that's the same thing, radiator and intercooler both exposed, which is cool. No rear bumper. I don't think you can see the turbo. If we took off this headlight, you might be able to. No. Can't. Alright. So it's pretty cool. It's got a nice roll cage. The rear seats are removed. Obviously the big wing, it was a joke. Then you have the ETK. No grill, exposed intercooler. Rally lights. It's on these massive off-road tires that barely fit in the wheel well. Got these exposed coilovers. Vented hood, bright white roll cage, offset center exhaust. It's definitely got a decent bit of ground clearance on the Pessima. Oh, that takes off the entire trunk. But something that I used to do, and I find very almost relaxing, is having the cars drive by. Kind of like a Cars and Coffee. This thing sounds like absolute crap. It's turbocharged, but it doesn't make enough PSI or boost to make a noticeable sound. It's got a massive rear wing, so it's horribly slow. I don't know why I put it on there. But honestly, I think it suits the car better than without it. Of course, I'd say considering the fact that that was a pretty ridiculous crash, car's in decent shape. No burnout from the ETK. Feels like I'm driving an old military Jeep. Which I guess we kind of are. At least with the Pessima, I on the Pessima, I could see someone saying that we put it on a hopper chassis. We put the Pessima body on an extended hopper chassis. With this, I can't think of what it would be. Maybe a D series? But then it's a straight 6 from ETK. And that doesn't really match up to the frame of a D series. But it's decently quick, considering it was definitely, in the long run, probably more capable off-road. But that wasn't as serious of a crash. But from here to here, where the passengers would be sitting, there is no damage except for the windows and the doors. But we just flew through the air, and the car is fine. I'm watching the replay real quick. It's about 5 barrel rolls, both in the air and on the ground. And it drives away. I did crash on purpose right there. But honestly, I think I like the ETK more. So, as much as I do love the Pessima, other than the rear wing, I want to see what it looks like without it real quick. Maybe if it looks better without it, I'll change my opinion. It just feels like it's missing something. The Pessima needs a rear wing. Sure, we'll go with that. I'm gonna move the ETK out of the way so I can take a better screenshot for that. That looks a lot better. It looks cool. It squats a decent bit too, so you know you got decent suspension. And it did do a heck of a lot better throughout the entire course than the ETK did. But one sec. Well, that's not good. I'm trying to do donuts. It's a bit down on power. And it overheated very quickly. But it just looks so cool. So, since this is kind of like the Jeep of BMWs, or the hopper of ETKs, gotta find a rock to park on. Maybe I should have gone for a welded diff. Maybe not a rock to park on then. There we go. And yeah. That's pretty much the whole experience for the ETK, really. I think before I end the stream, I think that's what I'm gonna do. They're on the front sway bar again, because that was really one of the only problems that we had with it. That and the fact that it was overheating. But if we were able to control the vehicle, we wouldn't have crashed and we wouldn't have had that problem. I got the sway bar and the strut bar confused, which is not good. But the problem is fixed now. Doesn't seem to be driving any differently. But nothing's broken yet, so never mind. I've already broken it again, but it's alright. I think the ETK, while it didn't, no, it did make it. It did make it. I forgot. I was thinking of the other car that I did earlier. The ETK made it, but just barely. So technically, neither of them lost the challenge. The Pessima just did it a little bit better. But I think the ETK did it in style, and that's what really matters in this kind of competition. Because these were supposed to be cheap, just complete junk cars that you would never think of doing anything with. These are just little sedans. These aren't meant for anything, really. You could turn them into a race car, which would be cool, and they have those options already built into the game. But instead we decided to take them off-roading, and they both performed really well. And honestly, I think that the performance isn't too big of a problem. It's not something that you really need to worry about when you're kind of doing a goofy build like this. Obviously you need it to be able to do stuff, but you should look good doing it. Also, I like the ETK more than the Pessima, so it wins no matter what. Also, that took that surprisingly well. I mean, we're running out of fuel rapidly. That took that impact surprisingly well. It looks so stupid. Alright. Let's see. Should I tease the next live stream? I gotta get an idea first. I have an idea. I'm not going to tease it because nobody cares. But thank you all for stopping by. Josh, I don't know if you're still here. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. You made the last half hour somewhat bearable. But for now, that is going to be it. I might be doing another stream tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow night. Around the same time from 9 to 10. Thank you all for coming.